Hey, my name's Luke, and this is Life and Pushing Through Roadblocks, episode 12. So this one's really cool episode. This is post-chemo, post-cancer, and getting back into the real world. So after I got done with chemo and everything like that, like I talked about the trip out to Rapid City to go play golf and for my cousin's wedding, I started working out again. Started trying to come back from all this. So I was probably 170, 180 pounds at this point. And luckily, one of the cool things is Carroll College, who offered me a scholarship, kept my scholarship. And they kept me on the team. So what I did is I wanted to fulfill that goal, to fulfill my part of that bargain. So I pushed myself, working out every single day, trying to gain that weight back. But when you go down to 157 at your bottom from 220, that's a big difference. All my muscles had atrophy, everything like that, just trying to build that back up. But the cool thing about your body, it's a weird and it's a great thing. They have what you call muscle memory. So as soon as I started working out again, my muscles started remembering what it had gone through to build to where I was at 220. And so it didn't take me that long to build that muscle back. The red fiber, so the heavier muscles, came back quicker, but it was a lot of my speed and agility that did not come back, not to that full extent that I did before. I had a couple trainers at that time that were really helping me out. They did help me out when I was going through chemo, and then as soon as I got done with chemo and everything like that to get back into football, I had some trainers that I really appreciate that pushed me to get back, to get my mindset back physically, to be able to play college football again. Well, on the reverse side is the mental side. So my body was starting to come back, but the amount of chemo that I took and the amount of radiation and everything that went after to cure me from cancer, it caused a lot of brain cells to be lost. And so it took me a long time, and even today, I still have to do a lot of different processes to get my mind to think right again, because things don't connect like they used to. So I went into Carroll College to be a civil engineer, and I couldn't do math like I did once before. I couldn't do English like I did once before. And these were things that I loved. I love math. That was one of the greatest things, so that's why I wanted to be an engineer. And I couldn't think and do those things anymore. So it took me a long time. It took me some therapy sessions. It took me a lot of things to be able to go out there and do things again, mentally. So in fall of 2015, I didn't get a play. I didn't get a suit up. I didn't get a practice because I wasn't there yet. It took until October of that year for the coaches and for the trainers to say, hey, you know what? He can go out there and practice on a limited basis, but he can join the team again. That was a great accomplishment, to sit there and go, I had been at the bottom and I'm working my way back up. It was one of those little goals that I hit. So I did on October of 2005, I did join back with the team. Now, I watched practices before, but that was the first time that I actually could step back on the field and feel be a full team member again. So next week I'll talk a little bit about my process through Carroll, and then a little bit more in between the first and second cancer.